Hello and welcome back to Freelancer, where you notice that I'm not on the same station where I was in the last episode. As I said, I was shooting down stuff off screen and had a little bit of fun playing pirates. Right now, my reputation has increased with the Outcast and Liberty Rogue, so I'm sort of trying to increase relations with a little. Even though they are in the white range right now, I'm not entirely certain if that'll be enough, because they're right past the breaking point, and that can still result in issues sometimes. So while I'm moving back to the New York system, I'll probably showcase once more what I actually did off screen, which is good old trade lane raiding. Let me show you how that's done. Kids, please don't do this at home. Yeah, don't raid trade lanes. It's not nice, you know. But for those wanting to increase their reputation with pirates, it's sort of a necessity to do that at some point, because at least here in this mod it's too dangerous to do attacks while close to actual stations. So I jumped out of the trade lane here, and now I'm gonna disrupt it. The trade lane will not immediately go red unless I continue to shoot it. And right now I just wait for a small amount of time. Someone will show up. Yeah, mostly there's gonna be transport ships trying to trade goods from one point to another. Sometimes it's also military patrols. Other times it's actually pirates that don't want to fight. All right. And they got and they got cruise missile disruptors. Well. Police that shows up. That's quite an interesting fight. Whoa. No, good fight, thank you. I actually don't want to fight them, but I can't get out of here either because they got cruise missiles. And well, maybe the police will shoot them down, and then I can take care of the police. That would be interesting. I doubt that I want to wait around for that to happen though. Sort of bad. Will you let me go to cruise speed again? Please? No, okay. I really don't want to shoot down the hackers. I mean, I'm actually not trying to get neutral with them, but since they're allied with the pirates that I'm actually gonna try to become on good terms with, this might be a problem, so... This was a really good showcase. I wanted to show you how to do that, but then everything goes wrong. Of course, on screen everything goes wrong. Did this like 3 times off screen and nothing went wrong there. And then the one time I'm actually trying to showcase it goes horribly wrong. Yeah, so police, can you please shoot them down? They're all shooting at me. So just shoot them. I could also try to engage the police at this point and hope that the hackers will see reason, but that generally doesn't really work out. So, nah, I'm not doing that. So how many cruise missile disruptors do you have? Come on, police, you're so... I didn't want to say pathetic, but could have done a much better job shooting those hackers down by now. Now maybe I can use a trade lane here. If I really fit the right point, which should be here. Thank you. Bye. Assholes. Alright, that didn't quite go according to plan. Let's try it again then. Yes. Right, let's shoot down the trade lane again. And then let's wait for someone to show up. Hopefully it's not gonna be hackers again. Frickin' Smurfs. It's a Jera this time, right. They're pretty dangerous with those rhinos, but rhinos are also pretty easy to hit, so let's actually engage them, even though they're technically allies. And there's rogues also running interference on me, right? I'm neutral to the rogues, so I'm actually helping them out here. What do you mean me? I'm not that tough. Not sure where you got your information from, man. But I'm also piloting a Patriot for now. Not that dangerous. Oops, sorry, didn't want to shoot you. Let's pew that poor guy down. Almost feel bad for them, but a man has to do what a man has to do here. I want my fucking shit. And Xenos, where'd you come from? Doesn't matter, we'll gun you down too. No problem. Just die already, but seeing that they were neutral to me, the Liberty Rogues, I see that as a good sign. That means it's working. Alright, so now I need to get out though, because even though they're neutral with me, they're still pirates. And the next thing they're probably gonna do is scan my ship, see, oh, you have valuable goods there, give it to me. So, I'm out. Peace. Bye. Oh no, they're flying away actually. Okay, good. Good for me. Let's actually move out here now. So don't think I have to worry about the lane hackers, and at least the rogues seem to be beyond the neutral point. With the outcasts, not so sure. Let's hope the outcasts don't mess it up. Anyway, we'll go back to the New York system now, because there's actually two bases that are not so obvious that I want to visit. So we're gonna do that. Nah, no, go away, police. I want to use that jump gate. No, go. No, let me go first. Let me go first. No. Oh, there's another one. Damn it. Talking about waiting in a queue. Let's hope we're in the queue before the police transport. Because I got you before you, man. Okay, good. Sometimes there's a longer waiting line for the jump gates. You can also shoot down, and you can also shoot down friendlies near the jump gates. They're not that heavily guarded, at least not the inner jump gates. The outer jump gates, where basically the one faction borders another, they're pretty heavily defended. I don't want to go there and do shit there, but with the inner jump gates you could probably get away with it. Alright, so let me visit two stations that are not obvious on the map. First one should be here. I don't actually have any particular business there, but I just want to show it, actually. Anyway, let's go there regardless. Also picked up some loot along the way that I could probably sell, like pharmaceuticals. I also picked up a eraser mine launcher, two actually by now, that I'll probably sell because I'm not going to use it. I mean, that's technically interesting. I mean, I can shoot down enemy shields and stuff, but basically the one guy that I'm trying to shoot down is generally in front of me, and if I just lower the shields of his friends, then that doesn't really matter, because by the time that I get to focus my attention on his friends, the shields have probably regenerated. So I think for me as the player, the mine launcher isn't really that great, but for the NPCs it's really good to use against me, sadly. Alright, here's another hidden base in this asteroid field that's run by the Junkers. Haven't really talked about the Junkers. They're basically people who are living sort of on the fringes of the law and try to harvest junk from asteroid fields. Like here we have a big debris field, and in these debris fields you can actually shoot down these small asteroids and get stuff out of it. So and get stuff out of it, and then you can sell that for profit. Yeah, you can really do that. You can actually harvest asteroid fields, if you want to call it that here. I'll probably not do that in the Let's Play because it's not very time efficient. I mean, you can always do that no matter what you have, and if that's your kind of thing that you want to do, then sure. I'm not the biggest fan of it, and well, and sort of time-wise, it's not very effective. I mean, there are a few spaces where it is actually where it is actually pretty interesting, because there's some systems which have like fields of gold that you can harvest, and gold is worth pretty much. So yeah, okay. In some cases it might be interesting, but mostly it's really not. Anyway, I have my cargo space full. I'm also gonna show what kind of ships I could buy here, though I'm not gonna. Yeah, you can have my H fuel, no biggie. Also have my fuels, my food rations, I guess. Pharmaceuticals too. Wouldn't they be worth more on the other station? Not entirely sure about that. Let's actually sell them here for additional cargo space. Here I could buy. Here I can see the sort of beginning of one of the simpler cargo runs. Basically, I can buy cardamine here, the drugs that I sold a few episodes earlier, and I could sell them at Planet Manhattan for about 100 credits profit each. And Planet Manhattan is really just close by. I basically just have to fly toward it for like 30-40k maybe. So it's an interesting trade route, especially if you're using a freighter and not a light fighter, because for every piece of cargo space that you have, you make 100 credits profit. That's sort of decent. If you don't want to smuggle, diamonds are also similarly effective, and you make like 70 credits per storage. Artifacts similar, but it's also illegal, so you don't really gain much from that compared to cardamine. So if you're willing to smuggle, then then there's some pretty profitable routes in the early game. Here I could buy the Bloodhound. The Bloodhound is basically the main fighter that the rogues are using. It's not really interesting to me, although it's technically better than a Patriot in some aspects. It only has 3 guns and a turret. The turret, I think, can also shoot forward, so it wouldn't actually be worse, but I don't have any class 4 weapons yet, so it's not really that interesting to me because it's not a big upgrade. So, alright. I can also go to the bar here. The news are slightly different, so maybe let's just have a look at the news. They're not going to give me any missions. A few of them will have this cash symbol here, which means I can pay lots amount of money to make them like me more. Basically bribe them, which I'm not going to do because it's really a big amount of cash that I would have to invest in order to get them to like me more, and it's really not that useful right now. So I'm not gonna, but let's check the news.
All the news that's fit for you. This is the Colony News Service.
Rhineland station attacked. More trouble in Rhineland, this time in the Hamburg system. Sources there report that a scientific research station was looted by marauders and left severely damaged. Investigators deny speculation that the Order might be involved, saying that evidence points to a small group of pirates allegedly backed by Kusari interests. Liberty imposed artifact ban. Okay. So here often the news can be seen from a slightly different side, because this is technically a pirate station, although the people running it aren't really pirates. They're sort of neutral in the whole corporate pirate scheme, but they willingly let pirates be here. So it's for all intents and purposes it's a pirate station. So Pueblo Station nearly destroyed. Reports have come in that Pueblo Station was viciously attacked by a well-organized band of smugglers under the direction of notorious Sean Ashcroft. Even though rescue vehicles, medics and LSF reinforcements arrived at the scene, damage to the station was nearly total and Pueblo suffered many casualties. Ashcroft, a known artifact smuggler, was subsequently apprehended by LSF agents and is being held in an unnamed LSF facility for questioning. Yeah. There's also some news that I can't find in the main Liberty news boards here, which are sort of with these flags. Liberty rogues won't help junkers. The rogues have decided not to take sides in the fighting between the junkers and the Xenos. This decision has raised some tensions in Rochester, where the junkers are most commonly harassed by Xeno attacks. We supplied the rogues with almost everything they need. It just ain't right, them not helping us against those crazy Xenos. That said Junker Abraham Washington. Abraham Washing. A rogue pilot who was questioned about the decision had this to say. It is no place getting into the middle of a fight between two groups you have nothing personal against. Rochester, Junker Paradise. You can get anything you want in Rochester, from copper mine to niobium, and the Junkers who live and work there are proud of that fact. We have the most extensive supply of black market items available in Sirius, and it hasn't been easy getting to that point, said Jerry Geely, a Junker merchant. In the brief field of New York supply the Junkers not only with the best stock around, but with all the scrap metal they need and plenty of good hiding places to conduct their off-base business transactions. Right. Rogue attack on Fort Bush. Reports of an unprovoked rogue attack on Fort Bush surfaced today. Witnesses say that the Liberty rogues suddenly appeared and began to attack several ships at the Lodge station. This kind of attack is historically very unusual for them, say analysts, but consistent with recent rogue behavior. A lot of pirates were repelled and there was only minor damage reported by the station. This does raise some concern for the ongoing security issues on Liberty right now. Alright. And Kusari Rhineland anxiety grows. Despite repeated attempts by the President to smooth relations, Chancellor Niemann of the Rhineland continues to insist that Kusari is guilty of theft, espionage, and now even conspiracy with the Order. Kusari has flatly denied these allegations, calling Cantor's actions slanderous, and accusing Rhineland of taking armed action against Kusari's ships in the border worlds. Alright, now that we got our updates on the news, we can also buy special weapons here, though probably we don't have enough reputation to actually do that. The Junkers also have special sort of weapons that aren't actually bad. Basically 50% more damage than the Liberty laser cannons that we have, with pretty minor drawbacks. So they're actually interesting, but I don't want to spend money on them because I'm looking to get something better. But let me actually compare them against these. Actually better than these. Also take a lot more energy. I don't know. I don't really know. I think I actually buy two of them because they're really not bad. Yeah. Let's actually buy two of them. I'm not gonna use them right now, but I'm gonna buy them. So I can only buy stuff that I want to install into my ship. So I have to unmount my Justice Mark III first, but I'm gonna be using them still until I get the better ship, which I'm hopefully gonna get at some point during this episode, I hope. Let's get out of here. So as you see, Planet Manhattan is just really close by. I'm not gonna go to Planet Manhattan now.
Freelancer Alpha 1-1, this is Rochester. You are cleared for launch.
Attack? What? By what? By who? Xenos. Alright, I'm gladly shoot down a Xeno. No biggie. Rogues may not want to shoot down Xenos near the Junker base, but I'm sure gonna.
Okay, drop the cargo.
What?
You've got loot, and I want it now.
That's what I was talking about. Silver. Here, have it.
Shame, I was expecting a fight. No matter.
I think I wanted to sell it first. I forgot that. It doesn't matter. Anyway, when they really don't respect you yet, then they also request cargo occasionally. So yeah, that happened. It was like 1,000 credits. Doesn't really bother me much. All right. But let's get a better ship now. Bounty hunters around here. Too late. If I see some bounty hunters near the stations, I'll probably take the time to shoot them down. Or the Xenos, do you want to fight? Want to fight or want to go away? You don't want to go away because there's more friends with you around. I see. I see. Hopefully I can shoot him down before his friends arrive. Would be kind of nice. Not really. Well, I should be able to do this. There's only 3 of them. I have survived against this. I hate it when they're flying right in front of you. Because slowing down isn't really good because you're opening up yourself up to fire. And when they just hover right in front of you, then that's not good. To actually hit them, even with relatively fast weapons like the Justice. There's actually a lot I could talk about the weapon changes that are made in this mod. because when you compare it with vanilla Freelancer, there's actually a lot of changes made to the weapons in order to increase the convergency of weapons that are from the same faction. Because some weapons in the vanilla game were really gimped to the point that no one in their right mind would seriously use it because they were just too slow and too ineffective. Here in the mod, actually for most cases, for most weapons there could be some case made for why you can use them. Which is actually kind of nice, because like the fast-firing Liberty weapons really have that advantage that they still dish out enough damage, and they're fast-firing, which means you can shoot down incoming mines and stuff like that, which with slower-firing weapons you won't have that many opportunities to do so. So that's that. Then there's some really energy-efficient weapons while not being totally worthless in a stand-up fight too. So I really like these changes because based on what you want to do with your weapons, you can make a good choice here in the mod, where in the basic game you could still do that, but there were really serious downsides that always made you think, no, I'm gonna go back to what I'm used to using. So I just want to say that weapons here are actually much different. The basic system is that all civilian weapons, so weapons used by non-military, non-police, non-pirate groups, are all have a projectile speed of 800 meters per second. But they really have no damage modifiers one way or the other. They're basically the baseline. Then police and military weapons are a little bit slower with a weapon speed of 750, but have other upsides that you don't really have with the civilian weapons. I'm not actually sure which is shorter. No, I think the getting out of the trade lane here is shorter. Anyway, let me not talk and try to make a route at the same time. It doesn't work out. Maybe I should need to go here. Actually, it seems like Ithaca would have been a better choice. Never mind that. Alright, thinking and talking doesn't really work. Anyway. Pirate weapons are even a little bit slower than the military weapons, with mostly projectile speed of 700 meters per second. And then there are only very few exceptions of weapons that are even slower and are even different, and every faction has its own little quirks. So some may have weapons that are more energy efficient, others may have weapons that are less energy efficient but do a lot more damage. So you can always find your niche regarding to what you want to use. So I'll probably talk a lot more about weapons choices nearing the end of the game, because right now there's not too many choices that I actually can make, and not too many good choices. So, but I think I actually got a... Did I get a Scorpion there?
Radiation damage
cool.
detected.
From the Xenos I actually got one of their weapons this time, which I hadn't been able to do before. 10S. Energy to use 16. Actually better than the Barragers. Shame. I just bought the Barragers for nothing apparently. Anyway. Also, off-screen, Junie gave us a notice because I went to level 5 for some reason. Not really sure why, because I didn't really earn much money. I actually used a lot of to keep me stocked on nanobots and shield batteries, but for some reason I still got a level, and Junie called that she wanted to meet us at Planet Manhattan again, but I'm not going to go there right about now. I'm gonna do that later. Trademark. Actually, the target I want to go is here. Delete that and go here.
Go to.
Here there's the main Liberty Rogue base in New York, which also serves as a base for outcasts, which are much more dangerous than the rogues. Yeah, outcasts, I would really like to have some of their weapons because they're really awesome, but yeah, but I don't want to mess with them either, especially since they're only basically around the main pirate station here, and there's also lots of other pirates here, so it's technically really dangerous. But they really have awesome weapons. No doubt about that. Outcasts have weapons that are slightly less energy efficient than normal weapons, but are doing a frick ton more damage, which basically makes them the best choice, because just by doing more damage than the normal weapons, they're also pretty energy efficient in the sense of damage per energy. Even though they use more energy per shot, but
Roger that.
but getting to their weapons is not that easy.
Dock 2.
So that's the main problem there.
This is outcasts.
Gonna land or gonna just fool around?
Left anyway.
There's an asteroid there. Autopilot. Buffalo base. Alright. Let's repair shit.
Repair complete.
Rogues also sell stuff, though they probably don't want to sell me their weapons because they don't like me. Fair enough. Fair enough. They're not selling their class 1 weapons at all. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What I'm actually here for is the ship that we see in the background there, the dagger. I actually like this ship a lot. I think the design is sort of cute, and it's pretty maneuverable while still having 5 forward-facing weapons, because the turret can shoot forward. It has a maximum weapon class of 4, which is better than what I have right now. It basically is a just all-around improvement of the Patriot with really no buts. The small but is that it's slightly better to be hit by enemies, because it does have a bigger profile than the Patriot. Yeah, the Patriot is pretty maneuverable, and it's also pretty small, so hitting that, especially when the shields are down, is difficult. With the dagger, it's not easy, but it's easier than with the Patriot. But on the other side, it does have a lot more options regarding weapons, so I'm gonna buy that. So, alright. Since I got those barrages, I think I can sell the star beams at least, and gunslingers. I'll use 750 or 750. Yeah. Here I'm actually gonna unmount the bat area turret, although it's better than the bounty hunter turret that I also have stored. The bounty hunter turret has a weapon speed of 750, so because of convergence reasons, I'm gonna be using that for the time being until I get enough pirate weapons to actually use them. The Scorpion is actually really great. It's much better than the Justice, I think. I mean, Justice can shoot 2.5 times in the time that I fire the Scorpion once, but yeah. Anyway. So, but I don't need the Azrael, I guess, ever. So let's just sell them. So I don't need the Eraser Mines. Did you put the Eraser Mine launcher for some reason? I don't need that. I also don't need the shield. I already have a Balarron shield of the same class. But I want the scanner and the tracking back, if you don't mind. So I'm gonna sell a few shield batteries, but not too many. And I also got cobalt for some reason. Where did I get all this cobalt? From the Xenos that I shot down? Crazy. It's actually worth a lot. It's like 600 at Fort Bush. Huh. I'm actually thinking about keeping that because it's really a lot of money, but I really don't want to go to Fort Bush right now, so you can have it. Some lucky rookie can go on and sell it for a lot of cash if they can make it to Fort Bush without being shot down. So let's actually buy that sheet. Thank you.
Complete.
I got my dagger, probably one of my favorite ships in the game. It's not the most powerful, but in the unmodded version of the game I was always making jokes that I basically could defeat any enemy within it, even the high end. So, but the main reason for that was that the enemy's shields never regenerated, which is sort of really bad. So, anyway. They also got some interesting shields here. They got class 3 shields, but there are molecular shields and not graviton shields. So they provide improved protection against particle and plasma weapons. Wait, let me think about what we're gonna face in the next missions. We're gonna face Tachyon. Yeah, none of you is really good against Tachyon. Actually, the graviton shield is a little bit better against that. Still, it has a better shield capacity and a better regeneration rate, so that's also that's also something. So I might just buy them for their higher regeneration rate, but yeah, let's just buy them. There's no way I can get class 4 shields anywhere right now. They also have better thrusters here. That's the advantage of getting on the good side of pirates. They often have a little bit better equipment for a lot of credits, sure, but if you can live with spending a little bit of cash, then it's actually nice, because this thruster has a slower range, so I can use the thruster more often than with the standard thruster. You don't have a better power plant, do you? Level 6. I'd really like to have that, but it must be level 6. Alright, I'll probably be back at level 6. Anyway. Also here you could technically buy commodities and smuggle them. You would even get more money here if you're smuggling them to Planet Manhattan, but the distance is a little bit longer. Because you basically have to do the same distance that you would take from Rochester to Manhattan just to the trade lane, and then take 2 trade lanes during which you could get scanned and stuff. So, but diamonds is also a good non-intrusive smuggling option here. So, yeah. Do I actually want to smuggle light arms? Actually do think so. Anyway, I'll make up my mind as to where I want to go in the next mission. I think I might actually buy some light arms and just to sell them somewhere else. I think this is pretty legit at this point. Anyway, but we'll see that in the next episode, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.